Everyone knows about October. Around October last year, Google released a Google Pixel, a pretty awesome phone, and we're just going to be talking about it. I know the phone's like about half a year old as of this moment, well, a little bit more than half a year, more like 3/4 of a year old. But we're still going to talk about it because it's a really amazing phone, and there's so much to this phone that's so beautiful. Anyway, so I got the specs pulled up like right here to the side of me on my laptop. I'm just going to be going through them and talking about why I think it's a really good phone. And let me just tell you guys about my introduction to the Google Pixel. It was more so like me just searching up awesome like 10. I was like on a video called 10 cool new phones or something like that, and the Google Aria popped up. The Google's X project, how they want to have like all these moving bits to the phone. Like you can slide in like extra speakers for extra sound. You can slide in extra batteries. You can slide in an extra screen if it ever were to like break or something like that. And obviously later on, further down the line, they canceled that project, and then this is what they came up with. And that's how I found this phone, because I was searching for the Google Aria after watching the video, and then I ended up stumbling across this phone. And this right here is the Google Pixel, and apparently they are releasing a Pixel 2, not apparently. They definitely most certainly are. And either it's gonna have really huge ass bezels, kind of like this one, full size screen thing with very small bezels, and like basically virtually no side bezels, and like very thin top and bottom bezels. So, but if they do that, I actually no, not. I think they might be also removing the headphone jack, which is kind of weird because they mocked Apple for it a little while earlier. When Apple, because like there's like a whole commercial where it's like it's like talking about the 3mm headphone jack, and like he was basically taking shots at Apple for removing the headphone jack in the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. So let's just read about it. It does take nano SIM, so for any of you guys who don't have nano SIM, I suggest you get it if this is the kind of phone that you're interested in. But most carriers now offer nano SIM as just kind of like a, I don't know, I wouldn't say mandatory because it's not mandatory, but like as how do you say it, like a predestined kind of thing, I guess would work. So it is currently running Android 7.1 Nougat, the newest version of Android, and I believe it does get consistent updates because it is from Google, and Google is the company releasing the Android OS updates, of course. So and also I think I've heard somewhere that consistent updates whenever a new Android OS comes out, it gets the updates like right away, pretty much. So yeah, it has no memory card slot, and internally you can get it in I believe, two different memory sizes, and it's 32 gigabytes and 120 gigabytes according to this website that I'm currently reading. I'll show you guys some screenshots in the editing, of course. It has a 12.3 megapixel camera, and I know that seems kind of small megapixel wise because like there is the Sony Xperia XA1 Ultra that has like a 20 point, no, I think it's 21 point something megapixel camera and a 16 megapixel front facing one, and this only has a 12.3 megapixel rear camera. But the sensors and the HDR and all the stuff that they've put into the camera, so it makes it like a really good camera. It records at 2160p and also 1080p at 30, 60, and 120 frames per second, and 720p at 240 frames per second, which is amazing. And then it also has a secondary camera, which is 8 megapixels, kind of small compared to something like the XA1 Ultra. But then again, for all the technology that's went into this, they don't really need the megapixels. And then again, megapixels, obviously, this has a way better camera than the XA1 Ultra, so megapixels aren't the end all be all of a phone's camera, or of any camera, really. So, yeah. It does have this one, well, the Pixel, like the first Pixel, it does have a headphone jack. Obviously, the second Pixel, that'd be up to Google and what they're planning on doing. But I suggest they don't remove it, because I know it's like old and like progressing forward and crap. But like headphone jack, I like headphone jacks, because whenever I'm talking on the phone, I'm talking through my headphones. Whenever I'm listening to music, I'm listening through my headphones, and I love the headphone jack. And I don't have any Bluetooth headphones currently. And also, I'm not even joking. I kid you not. Once I almost lost my phone to water, but what saved me was the cord of my headphones. That is what I used to catch the phone before it fell into the water, and that's what saved my phone. So, Google, don't get rid of that headphone jack. You may now progress with the rest of the video. So that'd be a big issue for me. And of course, it does have a loudspeaker, which for the next few years, I'm assuming, is going to be just something that comes with phones automatically. So it has a non-removable lithium ion 2770 milliamps battery, and on standby it can last you 456 hours. I'm not sure how many days that is. I do the calculation and I'll write it down below in like the description, probably not the description, like on screen somewhere. And then also you can talk for 26 hours, which is just over a day. And then you can play music for up to 110 hours, which is a very, very, very long time. I'm not exactly. I think that's actually about around 4.5 days of just straight music. And the colors are quite black, very silver, and really blue. Obviously, the really blue was only released in the United States, I believe. So if you live in Canada or anywhere else, really, unless you're getting off some like third-party site, the quite black and very silver are the only things you'll be getting. The very blue is, I think, it's an American only kind of thing. And that's pretty much it, other than the screen. I should probably talk about the screen quality or something like that if I can find that here. Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. It has the screen size is 5 inches, which is 69% screen to body ratio, and it is 1080 by 1920 resolution, not 1080 by 1920 pixels resolution, and it does have multi-touch, and it's protected by cornering Gorilla Glass 4. I'm not really sure too much about that. It's just what it says on the website. And the type of display is an AMOLED capacitive touchscreen, 16M colors. I'm not so sure what M stands for, because like I am into all this tech stuff, but I'm not good at understanding it, I guess. I just like good bad kind of thing for me. But anyways, that is the Google Pixel. So comment down below if you have the Google Pixel and what it's like for you. I'd love to know, quite frankly. I just love to. And also, there will probably most likely be a gaming video tomorrow. So just stay tuned for that and make sure to come back for it. And till then, I am Lotote09, tech expertise and gaming personnel-ish person. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.